Okay, so I'm having a bit of a moment, is what we're going to call this. I keep transitioning between laughing and crying and it's a really weird limbo to be in. I don't really know what to do with myself. I don't know if I'm just tired. I'm definitely tired, but I don't know if that's solely the reason. I wanted to make this video because I'm so happy and so confused. Where do I start? Where do I start? Okay, we start with today, because today is pretty much, well, it's not really where it started, but it's where this thought process started, I guess. I'm not even sad. I'm not even sad. These are like mega happy tears. Mega happy tears. So today I went to Sitsy. Even though I said I wasn't going to, I kind of just made an impromptu decision to go. I was texting Pete last night because I was like, I might come. And I know you're working there, volunteering. Which is stupid because he now has like 25,000 subscribers and he was getting mobbed himself. And everyone was calling him Flynn, which made me so happy. But I was texting him being like, I don't know if I'm gonna come because this is my first Sunday off in like 3 weeks because I've been working for the last 2 Sundays. And I'm working all of this week. So I was like, it would be really nice just to have a day of doing nothing. But then Pete was like, yeah, but if you do come, just if you do come, me and Gary C are doing a little Disney quiz live on stage with the audience, and if you come, maybe we could not tell anyone that you're coming, and then for the last song I could sing I See the Light, and then in the chorus you could just appear and come on stage and sing it with me and it would be amazing. And then I was like, oh man, I want to do that. That sounds really cool. And then I woke up this morning at 8:30. Like, I think my body just was like, we're making you go to Sitsy. So I got up at 8:30 and I was like, well, I might as well just go now. So I left my house at 9:15 in my corset, petticoat, brown boots and velvet green coat because if I'm going to Sitsy, I'm going to make an effort. I got to Sitsy at like 11:45, 11ish, and the first thing that set me off was I got all the way to King's Cross and was freaking out because I was like, I don't actually know where I'm going. I haven't Google mapped this because I'm a prat. I know that I've got to get the first Capital Connect train from King's Cross to Alexandra Palace, but then when I'm at Alexandra Palace, I don't know where I'm going. I got on the first Capital Connect train at King's Cross and the whole carriage knew who I was. And I didn't expect it. I didn't see that coming. I was sat there freaking out thinking that I wouldn't know where to go and that I wouldn't be able to find anyone who knew where to go. And I got on my train and literally the whole carriage knew who I was. And I sat and chatted to these two lovely people called Ryan and Esme. They were really great and so nice. And we had a chat on the way there. So we're walking to somewhere in the city and I'm walking with Ryan and Esme because we're chatting now and we're friends now. As I'm walking towards Alexandra Palace, these two mothers of daughters who were at Summer in the City who they just dropped off there. One of these mothers grabbed me by the shoulders and she was like, Carrie, and I was like, hey, how are you? And she was like, I know who you are because my daughter watches your videos and I just want to say thank you so much for how much you've helped my daughter, and I couldn't ask for a better role model for her. And I held it together for long enough to finish the interaction with the woman to like thank her profusely and tell her how much it meant to me that she'd said that. And then I turned around and collapsed onto Ryan, this guy who like I just met on the train, and I literally just cuddled up to him and just started crying into him and having a moment, because it not only means so much that I've got this audience of little sisters, and in some cases older sisters and little brothers and older brothers, you know, there's a mixture of everyone, but it's mainly little sisters, often telling me that they like my videos and they like what I say and they like what I do and that they feel inspired by it, and it always like means so much when someone tells me that. But then when you've got a mother who is a lot older than me, has much more life experience than me and knows more than me, telling me that I'm who they want their daughters looking up to. It was just a bit of a holy crap moment. I was suddenly very aware that maybe what I say actually reaches people. It's still a maybe. I'm still not certain. And it was ridiculous because Ryan and Esme were like, what? They were both like, how do you not know yet? How do you not understand that people watch your videos and people listen to what you say? And I was like, I don't think about it. I mean, I do think about it because, you know, everything that I want to put online, I want it to be positive and happy and fun, and I want it to be everything that I would have wanted to watch when I was a kid. Because I say stuff. I just say stuff. I say how I think and how I feel, and beyond that I kind of haven't really before now had any kind of concept of the reach it has and the impact it makes. So I hadn't even got to Sitsi at that point. That was just, I'd already cried before I'd even walked through the doors of Alexandra Palace. It was mental. So I got to Ali Pali and suddenly saw a bunch of people that I haven't seen in like the last year, that I wish I had seen more in the last year. Emotionally, I've been pretty crap for like the last year. And I think, you know, I don't really have to talk about why. I think most of you know why. I was in a crappy relationshipy place. I'm not going to sit here and slag off someone who broke my heart, because people's hearts get broken all the time. Sometimes that's just the way things have to happen. And it sucked. But now that person's out my life for good, and suddenly I didn't have to worry anymore. Suddenly I didn't feel like crap all the time anymore. And suddenly the time that I used to spend worrying and panicking and trying to find solutions for problems that I thought I had, I didn't have to spend that time doing that anymore. I could spend that time focusing on me and seeing people who I hadn't seen in the last year because I've been too busy worrying about someone else who didn't deserve to be worried about. Suddenly I'm like, I feel like a whole new person. I know that's so cliched, but shut up, you're on my channel, I'm always cheesy, you know that by now. Suddenly I have this whole new friend group who are amazing. They're incredible. And whilst it makes me sad that they weren't around for the last year, it makes me so freaking happy that they're here now. And I get to be there for them now. It's great. Oh my god, it's so great. And you don't realise that your smile's been missing until you properly, genuinely smile. You know, I went through the last year smiling at stuff. It wasn't like I never smiled in the last year, but it's that smile that's got nothing behind it. It's the smile that doesn't reach the eyes. It's the smile you put on your face so that other people go, oh, she's smiling, oh, she's happy. And you don't even realise you're doing it. You don't even realise that that's not a genuine smile until you're given a reason to genuinely smile. And recently I've had a lot of reasons to genuinely smile. So anyway, I was at Summer in the City. Back to that. Idiot. I went on stage with Pete and I sang I See the Light. I also did this thing where we did like a tagging challenge kind of thing. We did the Chubby Bunny challenge, Jamie did the Cinnamon challenge, and then we did like a bunch of questions from tags, and then the audience asked us questions, and it was really fun. It was really, really fun. As we were walking off stage, Emma turned to me and said, I'm astounded by how hardcore your fans are, and yet how they're so freaking nice. And it made me proud. I felt proud of you guys. And I get other YouTubers coming up to me and saying, you've got the best audience ever. And I agree. I'm biased, but I agree. Anyway, back to the story, Carrie. I got home about 6 o'clock. I'll have a bubble bath and I'll have a cup of tea and I'll watch the live stream. Watch Emma shave her head, because there was no way in the freaking world that I was going to be missing that. I turn on the live stream and she runs on and starts singing Go the Distance. And everyone's like rocking out and she's rocking out and I'm like, oh, this is great. Not crying yet. I'm like, oh, this is great. She plays the whole set and then she sings The Promise. And suddenly everyone's pinkies went up in the air. When I made that video where I said if there were any hopefuls in the crowd when Emma's getting her hair shaved off, if they could raise their pinkies, that would be great. I was expecting like 20 people to do it at most. And the whole freaking crowd was just pinky fingers. It was amazing. And by the way, I just want to say, when I say that I love Emma, I'm not saying it like joking around and being like funny, like, oh yeah, I'm in love with Emma, I want to have her babies. As much as I make that joke often, I love Emma like a sister. Even though she swears loads and is sometimes kind of angry. She's the angry sister and I'm the happy one, but somehow we balance each other out. And it's great. And I love her. And then Emma did it! Emma raised her pinky! And that was me gone for the evening. I haven't stopped crying since. That was like 2 hours ago. And then when Emma was getting her hair shaved off, she even was thinking of me. She actually said through the microphone, if anyone can tweet Carrie right now and tell her that I love her and I miss her and I wish she was here, do it. As if I wasn't watching, Emma. As if I wasn't watching. And I wish I could have been there. I really wish I did, but I'm just exhausted. I'm just exhausted, and I think if I'd been there I would have passed out because I was wearing a stupid corset today because I'm an idiot. I thought that was a good idea. So I'm a little bit of an emotional wreck right now, and it doesn't help that Emma and Pete are being really nice and sending me really nice texts. Let me tell you, I've got Emma Blackery right now texting me, "You are the most beautiful being," and it felt as though you were hugging me all the way through it. And then I've got Pete telling me the amount of people that I was meeting today who were just talking about how much you've changed their lives. It was ridiculous. Basically, I'm happier than I've ever been before, and I don't know how to comprehend that. I don't know how to process it or understand it, and my first instinct is just to cry. My first instinct is just to go, "Oh my god, I'm so happy. I've never been this happy. I'm so freaking happy." And I'm just alternating between crying and laughing, and I don't know what to do. It's so ridiculous, and I just don't know how to deal with it. It's just this really bizarre place, and it's thanks to people like Emma and Pete and Gary and Dodie and Tom Law and the girls in my dressing room at work, Wendy, Celinda and Emily. So that was my day.